Okay, so after I started editing and putting the video for the Guardian Farms together, realized that it's going to be a super long video, so I went ahead and I split it up into two parts. Part 1 is going to be clearing the monument, and part 2 is going to be building the farm itself. But I just wanted to let you know that, so enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? My name is Inside My House, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to turn this into a Guardian Farm. Now, I just want to say from the beginning that this video is going to be approached from the point of view that you already have a basic understanding of ocean monuments, guardians, and sponges. I'm not going to be going through on how to kill the guardians or how to get the sponges. We're going to pick up assuming the fact that you've already done all that. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to go inside your monument with your sponges and you want to clear out this entire, the entire inside of all the water. And this will be a little time consuming, but this whole project is. You know, this is an in-game thing. This is not something your typical Minecrafter is going to be doing day one. This is going to take some time to do. But first, you want to go through and clear the entire inside of this monument of all the water. There cannot be any water left inside it. It's very important that you do this step first. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to clear this entire monument, and then we'll pick back up when that is done. Okay, now that you have all the water removed from the inside of the temple, the next thing you want to do is light the place up as best as you can on the inside. And the reason is guardians are part of the hostile mob cap. So if you have creepers and zombies or whatever spawning inside of the temple, that's going to directly affect the rates of your farm, and your rates won't be that good. You won't be getting as many drops. Okay, so go through there, just torch spam the entire place, get it lit up good, and once you do that, join me back here. Alright, so the next step to this is we're going to do these 4 pillars. I've already went ahead and done this. This is going to be the start of your grid, your outside grid. And to figure out where you need to place these, come down to the corner block, go down to the gravel, and go over 1, 2, and then on your third block, you want to pillar sand up all the way to sea level. And you're going to do that on all 4 sides. So you come over here. 1, 2, I'm using sponges. I didn't even do that. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do that on all 4 sides. Now I'm just going to go ahead and say this. You're going to need a lot of sand. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. We're talking probably 7 double chests to do this. So you want to make sure before you even attempt to start doing these pillars, just go out to a desert with a good shovel and just start mining, because you're going to need tons. Now once you got your 4 pillars built, you're going to want to connect them. And you can find some redstone stuff on, redstone tutorials on YouTube, but if you're playing on console, especially if you're on a server, those things don't work. You're better off just doing it manually and just getting it done with, instead of trying to play with some type of smart piston or something like that. So what you're going to want to do is you want to come to the edge and you're going to drop sand. You're going to do this right here. And you're going to do this until it gets to sea level. And this is time consuming. Sometimes you get lucky and your ocean's not as deep, or your monument's not as deep in the ocean. But see, that came to the top. And you're going to do this all the way around. And you're going to make a grid that goes all the way around with sand, going from ocean floor up to this height right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, once you got your main grid, your main box going around the outside, what you're going to do next is you're going to skip 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you want to do another row of sand going all the way down. And you're going to do this for the entire thing. Now I'm just going to say that you don't have to do this all at once. Okay, to save on sand, you can do a couple of these, clear out all the water, and then you can tear down your sand walls and move them over, and that'll keep you from having to use so much sand, and you'll spend a lot less time in a desert digging. Okay, so once you do that, then we're going to start removing the water. So pause the video, do a couple of these lines. Like I said, skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that. And then unpause the video and we're going to start removing the water. Now here's where my video starts to be a little bit different from anybody else, and I picked up this technique from a YouTuber named Nimbomb. He's a brilliant Minecrafter. If you never heard of him, you should look him up. But this is what I believe is the best way, the best and the fastest way to remove the water. Other people do some little bitty 5x5 grid. So we have a 5 here, and then they'll mark off 5. That's super slow, uses a lot more sand. This way, so much better. So what you're going to do is you're going to need some ladders. And you're going to come to your middle block, which will be the third block. So 1, 2, 3. And you're going to run ladders all the way down to the bottom, right? So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, now once you've done that, you're going to come back to the top and you're going to start right here at the first ladder, and you're going to place a sponge right on the ladder. So you're going to sponge, and then block. It doesn't matter what you use here. It's just temporary. You're just using this for spacing. You're going to use 2 blocks, sponge. 2 blocks, sponge. 2 block, sponge. And you're going to do this all the way down. I didn't mean to do that. But I'm going to continue. I'm going to finish this row on screen just to show you what you do when you get done with this. So block, sponge. Block, sponge. Block, sponge. And it's just a repetitive motion. I have not found a better way to clear water yet. Alright, so now this top row is done. Okay? Now to start the next row, you're going to drop down 2 blocks. You come back to your ladder. You're going to drop down 2 blocks. 1, 2. You're going to do it again. Sponge, block. Sponge, block. And you're going to do that for the entire monument. You're going to go all the way down. You're going to get out all the water here. You're going to move to this one, and then this one. And you're going to do that all the way across until all the water from the inside of your main square is removed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll meet back when all the water's gone. If you have made it this far in the tutorial in legit survival, I just want to be the first to congratulate you, because I feel your pain. I know how much work this is, dropping all the sand and then getting out all the water. I mean, that's a lot to do in survival, and I understand that because I build this in almost every single player world or multiplayer world that I play in. So this isn't my first rodeo. I've done this several times, but we're not quite ready to build the farm yet. Now you want to get all the sand that you had that's going across your farm here. You can see I've already done that, but I want to show you a quick way to do that. I'm sure most of you already know this trick, but some of you may not. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you real quick. I left a couple pillars of sand so I can demonstrate. So what you're going to need is a torch, and there's a couple other items you could use as well, but for this purpose we're going to use a torch. And you're going to break the bottom block of your sand pillar. And as soon as you break that bottom block, you're going to replace it with a torch. Just like this. And you'll see that the sand will fall down onto the torch and break. And that'll allow you to go through and break up all the sand quite quickly. A lot faster than using a shovel anyways. Okay? Now, next there's something else I want to cover. When we first started dropping this outside box of sand, we went out 3 blocks past this corner. Now, I did that for a reason, and that's so you can have several different options of your walls for this place, because, you know, the sand is kind of ugly, and you probably don't want to keep that, right? You're going to want to replace it with something else. So, let me get a piece of glass out. You have the option to go along this sand on the inside and use all glass, and then you know, like do the entire walls in glass, and then you can go on the outside here and remove all the sand, and you'd be left with a glass wall. You have that option, or you can do my personal favorite, and you can use what's called a water wall. Or that's what I call it. I don't know, there might be an official name, but I call it water wall. What you're going to need is a slab, and you'll go down here to the bottom of your sand, and just like we're using the torch, we're going to replace the bottom block with a slab. So put a slab there. We'll go on the other side. And you'll have to do, with this, you'll have to do some type of floor at this level, right? But then, if you do that all the way around, you'll be left with this water wall. And a lot of people are doing that here recently. It looks good. Personally, I would do this. You know, you don't have to make up all the glass, you know, whatever. This is just easier to do. Just go around the entire outside putting slabs. let me, I guess I can leave that there. It's not really a problem. Now, before we actually build the farm, there's a couple of things that we're going to need to talk about, or I feel like you should know. Okay, and this, we're going to be covering how guardians spawn. Now, guardians spawn in a 58 by 23 by 58 volume, okay? And typically, your Y starts at 39, and it goes up to Y61. Now, let me swap back over to the gameplay. Okay, so Y39 is your typical floor level, which would be this level here. And the Y61 will be the height of this decorative piece. Okay, so guardians will spawn from that floor level to the top of this decorative piece. Now the 58 by 58 is the dimensions of your entire temple here. So guardians will not spawn right here. They won't spawn right here. Guardians spawn starting right here on the corner, and they do that in a 58 by 58 area. Alright, so now that we got that covered, let's move on to the next topic. Guardians are hostile mobs, and I've talked about this earlier when we were going over, lighting up the inside of your temple. But, that being said, there's other places that you're going to have to make sure that hostile mobs can't spawn. Okay, hostile mobs spawn in a sphere around the player. And that sphere has a radius of 128 blocks. So 128 blocks away from the player in all directions, hostile mobs can spawn. So you're going to want to go through and light up any areas within that 128 block radius sphere. You want to light it up. Let me swap back over to gameplay and I'll show you this. Okay, so if you built an AFK platform at the center of your decorative, like the center of your monument, right? And you're AFK in here for your farm to run. Any of these land masses on top within 128 blocks of my character are going to be, they need to be mob proof. No hostile mobs should be able to spawn there. Now we're going to talk about slimes. You're going to go on, a slime chunk finder app, something like that, and you want to find all the slime chunks within 128 block radius. Now that's 8 chunks. So find out what the chunk of where your guardian farm is. You can put in coordinates there, and 8 chunks around the entire guardian farm. You're going to want to find out which ones are slime chunks, and then you're going to slab those. Now slime spawn from Y0 to Y39. So you're going to want to go into all the caves around your entire, it's not really a perimeter. I want to call it a perimeter. I guess it's kind of a small perimeter. But where your ocean temple is, and you're going to want to slab up all the caves there. Now, luckily, ocean monuments spawn in a deep ocean biome. So what that means for us is, all this water right here, no hostile mobs are going to spawn in it. So there's the amount of work you're actually going to have to do to mob proof this area is pretty low. Let me get a map out. I did not want 64 maps, but I got them. So my ocean floor goes down to Y33. So I'm only going to have to slab light up things from Y0 to Y33, including any land masses that are on top of the water. We're going to take care of that too. Now this is very important that you do this. This will directly affect the rates of your farm. Now I have the exact farm that we're going to build in this video. I have built on the multiplayer server right now, and it gets great rates. So I know that this farm works just fine. But if you don't take care of mob proofing the area, your farm may not work again, or work as good, I should say. So before you go to the comments telling me, this farm sucks, I don't get any spawns, that's on you. You're gonna have to take the extra step and mob proof the entire area. If not, that will directly affect the rates of your farm. So that's pretty much, that's some stuff I wanted to cover before we actually get to build the farm. These are things that you should know in order to make your farm as best as the best that you can. That console, I'm building mine on console. This is on Xbox One. On PC, their rates are going to be way better than we can get on console because of our spawn caps. Our limitations to hostile mob spawning is considerably lower than it is on PC. But if you want the best possible console farm, you need to know these things. You need to be informed that you have to take care of other mobs in order for this farm to be the best it possibly can be. Now, with all that being said, the part you've finally been waiting for, we're going to jump into actually building the farm.